Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the Love and Pain podcast, where the Love Doctor and I talk about love, relationships, and everything in between. I'm your resident single lady advisor, Pain, who is on an experienced single lady on a quest for balance. And this is the Love Doctor. Take it away, Chuck.
What's happening, everybody? Hopefully you had a great weekend. Man, just like she said, man, it comes a time in a man's life where he has to come to terms with all his decisions, all the mistakes, all the wrongdoing in his life. And it's at that time where he has to make this decision to either change or stay on the path that he is. Now, sometimes you can make amends, but sometimes it's too late to go back. 5 years ago, I made that decision to change my ways because I was not living the way that I should have been living. I was out here talking to many different people, running game and things like that. And I decided to change my ways because it wasn't right, man. You know what I'm saying? And I do have a conscience because I am a person that likes to heal people and, I like to solve things for people and things like that. But you can't solve everybody's problems. And by me trying to solve everybody's problem, I was actually hurting people because they thought that maybe, I was a person for them, but, I was a person for everybody. So it was just time for me to step up and start living a truthful life and just being completely honest and just to focus on one person because it's not cool, to date so many different people. And that's why I come on here. I try to just come on here and just tell my truth. So a lot of people can learn from my truth and they don't make the same mistakes I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, I'm coming here, I'm candid every week. I'm telling you all the games that I ran. And hey, you know what I'm saying? Listen to them because this is the things that's still been going on. Like I said, I can say it because I'm not out here anymore. So, oh man. So like I said, and the most important thing, for my fellas, if I can change, so can you.
Yes, he can change. And so can you. Awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe and please hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of the new content we release. So let's get into it. Hey, Chuck.
What's up?
What's going on, man? How you living?
Oh, man, I'm doing all right. How you doing? How's your weekend?
I can't complain. I ended up taking my parents to the aquarium down in Newport, Kentucky, like right on the edge of Cincinnati. And it was such a fun time. We got to see they have mermaids down there. So you got to see the fish and a lot of wildlife. And I love the way that they set it up because there's so many places you can go, but they kind of make you do a choose your own adventure. And once you go down this way, it pushes you completely out. Like you can't double back, go to places you missed. So I thought that's a great way to make money, Newport Aquarium. Touche. But it was fun. A lot of birthdays this weekend. I was definitely in the streets this weekend. I felt great. How about your weekend? What'd you do?
My weekend went good. I watched some movies and I'm telling you, listen, man, this AI stuff is scary. You know what I'm saying? I watched the Planet of the Apes and I mean, listen, it's like it's real, like it's unbelievable. And the things they're doing with AI, I mean, you could create a whole world that does not exist and it looks like it does. So that's why I say it's really imperative that we pay attention to what's going on because you can only believe half of what you see now. They're making things where people could do interviews and they're not even saying what they really said. They can make them say and talk and say things that they didn't even really say, And that's what I'm saying. It's like they're playing God and you have to be careful about what you see on television and what's real and what's not real. And that's why I think that a lot of people are confused about a lot of different things is because people are playing God. And I'm telling you, it's scary, man. So we just got to be careful, man. If something comes up on AI or some information comes out, make sure you do your background before you actually make judgment on what you've actually seen, because it's only going to get better. Like, I mean, the drastic improvements that is made in the last year, I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's only going to get better. Like, they can have I'm telling you, man, just be careful with AI. If it's used just like anything, it could be used for beautiful things, but it can also be used for evil purposes as well. So, that's why in the Diddy thing, he should have just said it was AI. And then,
might not work time period, but I like where you were trying, because he probably could have may have gotten away with it.
He would have got reasonable doubt, because I'm telling you, because he could have made another video with a whole different ending to it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm telling you, this is scary, man. So just be careful.
It's crazy. And the thing about it is, people aren't going to do their research. Like, you see it now, they'll look at read at a headline, and it'll be like, Beyonce hates white people. And you go look at it, and it'll be like, Beyonce hates that sometimes people like to wear white dresses and paint. And nobody will go in and read the article. They'll just go straight off of the headline. So people ain't going to do that. But that is very important, because I see those ads on YouTube where they're like, you're trying to get this, what is it, some type of pension or a stipend or something. And they'll be like, Biden said, and they'll have a picture of Biden moving his mouth and the voice coming out sound like Biden. But Biden ain't saying no shit like that.
Right. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yes, it's scary.
Yeah. So good. I'm glad you got to see Planet of the Apes. Have you seen Bad Boys 4 yet?
No, I haven't seen it. That's on the list. I got a couple movies I'm gonna see. I haven't seen it. I'm still catching up. I want to, because they got this Bike Riders movie I want to see, and I'm gonna watch Bad Boys. That looks good. So yeah, I'm gonna catch it up. I just been, one movie at a time.
I understand. I sent my parents to see Bad Boys. They loved it. They really enjoyed it. I was like, cool, that's good. What's going on in the news? What's happening in the news world right now?
Hey, we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of content to get to today. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, yes, let's go.
Oh my goodness. All right, look, check this out. So, okay, I'm gonna start off with. All right, let me see. Who can I start off with? I can just pick one. Okay, let's start off with. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna start off with Shaunie O'Neal. Okay, now Shaunie O'Neal, she just got married to the pastor. His name is Keon Henderson, and with her getting married to him, she gave up a $50,000 a month alimony payment that she was getting from Shaq. Man, that's a tough one right there. Like, but like I said, I guess money and everything, and she has made a lot of money on her own over the years. I just hope it work out. You know what I'm saying? Because I just hope it work out, because there's so many different rumors about Shaquille and Shaunie and how they behaved when they were in LA. They said that Shaquille O'Neal was the biggest trick that they ever seen on the West Coast. That he raised the price of tail, by like 200%, because he was buying out everything. And then there's some guy named Lucy. What was his name? Lucy something. But he said that Shaunie O'Neal would give him money to come out and have sex with him. So they was off the chain. Yeah, Loose Cannon. That's his name. His name was Loose Cannon. And
is he a rapper?
I guess so. But he's on some reality show now. And yeah, man. They was off the chain. They said Shaunie was, both of them, they was off the chain. So hopefully, this last four, because like I said, them checks can stop down. So the new guy's responsible for the money, and he ain't got the same bank that Shaq got.
I'm surprised you're not lauding her like this is a real woman. I mean, she got off of her husband paying her money every month. She left, so it's not about money for her. It's legit about love. I would think we'd be singing praises that Shaunie's not a gold digger.
Oh, hey, but remember, I get it. Listen, you like I said, it probably, if it's real love, then I get it. It's just so hard these days to really find somebody, and that's why we go over these topics. It's really hard to find somebody. Just make sure that's the right one. Because remember, now I was just talking to somebody else. Remember, if you remember, Floyd Mayweather was engaged to someone named Miss Jackson, right? Now she was pregnant with his twins. Now Floyd Mayweather, this dude is like a billionaire now. She ended up breaking up with Floyd Mayweather. She had an abortion and ended up getting with Nelly. And that didn't last that long. So them checks that she would have got from Floyd, them was gone now. Now she just out there. She broke Miss Jackson now. But I'm just saying, he had 2 kids, and Floyd was like madly in love with this chick. Like he loved her. He had a love contract and everything, talking about, you know, if you get married to me, I promise you'll be in 2 A-list movies, and I'll give you such and such, and I'll keep you up with the latest bags. I mean, this dude was like he was gone over this chick. Mm-hmm. And then Nelly tried to come in, you know, just because it was Floyd's girl, and snaked her. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then they ended up breaking up, and now you see Nelly with Ashanti. So just be careful now. Like I said, if these is business moves y'all running, like I said, a lot of y'all women, y'all running these games, don't hustle backwards.
That doesn't sound like it's a game. It sounds don't Floyd Mayweather put his hands on people, on women?
Who?
Floyd Mayweather, didn't he beat his woman? I feel like he put his hands on women.
Oh yeah, it wasn't her. It was one of his baby's moms. He did go to jail for domestic violence, and he broke into her crib and like smacked her because she thought that some dude was there. Floyd, you know, Floyd been known to be a sucker, man. I mean, it
kind of sounds like she on the up.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But these are where we should be noting, like, hey, ladies, it's not always about money, and these women are making wise decisions. You know, she could have done that. She could have kept those babies, like the baby and Danny Lee. She could have kept that baby, knowing what he's done to other people, and got that money. But now she ain't got to worry about this dude ever again. And you know what? He might have the fact that he liked her so much and he was really into her, that could have been like a detrimental to her. And we don't know what he was doing to her, taunting her behind the scenes and everything. He could be a little ditty himself, not like sleeping with the dudes, but just a megalomaniac. So it's not always about money.
Hey, I just hope it worked out. I mean, hey, but Shani, she's been out in the game for a minute though. She's made her own shows, so I'm sure she's set. You know what I'm saying? So she, you know, she can do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I'm, you know, and after a while, like I said, I think like over the time when you get older, I mean, you just got your money, you out here single. I'm sure you're ready to move on to the next phase of your life. So okay, we'll give it up to Shani for this one. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We'll give it up. You know, but okay, so let's get to the next one. We got a couple of them. Let's go ahead and get through them real quick.
Okay.
All right, we gonna go with hold on, y'all. The next one. Hold on. Where we at?
All right, you been up on your news.
Yeah. All right. So Young Jock, he was on his radio broadcast. And his wife texted him saying that she wanted a divorce after she caught him cheating again. Man, look, man, stuff like this, man, it's already a train wreck. Now, remember, y'all, I always tell you, you lose somebody the same way you get them. She knew that Jock was a habitual cheater.
Yes.
Come on, it's documented. Some people, they just can't get away from themselves. So if you find yourself in a relationship with somebody like that, then you already know what to come with. Come on, man. Like Young Jock, come on. He can't even control himself. Straight up. He's like a little kid. He can't control himself. And she a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she was smart enough. She knew what was going on with Jock, man. I like I said, man, ain't nobody stupid. You know, so like when stuff like this comes out, you know, because even didn't they even like stop the wedding or something like that? Or then they stopped the wedding and then it was back on, and like it was like a whole bunch of foolishness going on with that.
It was like, and the crazy part, this was back when I used to watch Love and Hip Hop for a hot second, but Jock used to be jumping around from his other baby's moms, and they would accuse him of messing with Kendra, but it was like, nah, she's just a friend, she just this, and then he was messing with Kendra. And then it's just chaos. You can't accept chaos and think life is going to be okay. Like I can't feel sorry for her. I can't feel sorry. This man got 9 children by 5 different women. I can't feel sorry for her. 9?
She knew right. She knew who she was marrying. Stop playing. But you know, you got a false thing thinking that you could change somebody. Yeah. But you can't play victim at the end though, man, because you know what it is. She's a very smart woman, so she knew what she was doing. Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
You can't be there. These are the women where I'm just like, you meet a dude, he got this many kids and this many babies, mom. I don't think I can marry you unless I'm gonna get money out of it. But then again, he's going to cheat. You know, he's a cheater, and all he does is cheat. You know, I can't feel sorry for you. And you know, I also don't necessarily think she's looking for sympathy right now. I think Jock just shared that about what was going on. She felt, it just happened. So I don't know that she's looking for sympathy yet. But when she does, I ain't gonna have it because she knew what she was doing.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next. What we're gonna do last one. I actually had 4, but we're gonna just do one more and then we're gonna move on to our topic today. But this one we gotta talk to this one. I'll do the next one next week. All right, this last one here. Where is it at? Okay,
I love your news. You are tuned in, man.
Okay, now Cam Newton. Now this lady right here, she's pregnant by Cam Newton, right? And she says that she would prefer to be a rich man's 4th baby mama than to build a family with a middle-class man. I mean, what is this world coming to, man? Like I said, this is the thing, man. A lot of women out here are commodities. The way they putting themselves out there, they're displaying their stuff, it's a commodity. It's like they're going at the highest bidder. And this is the type of thing that proves that. Like she just wants that check. She wants that child support check. It ain't about Cam or whatever. She doesn't want something true. She wants money. So this is what the types of things that people are doing. That's why I tell people, listen, don't sit up there. I'm telling you, your penis can cost you the most money in your life. You having a child, that's an 18-year contract that you have, and that ain't going nowhere. You can't file bankruptcy on it. It ain't never going nowhere. So be careful on who you have sex with, because people are out there, especially rich men. You are a target. So, I mean, and it's crazy how people just keep falling for the same thing. Like, you just want to, you just want to give your money away for 18 years? That's just what he's about to do. I guess
you're talking to, like, well, one, men feel like they're on this plan to put a whole bunch of kids down. And maybe initially when there were like 4 people on the planet, it makes sense. But just like we evolve in every aspect, we should also be evolving about our procreation, So you got these rich guys, because you got Cam Newton, who else? Nick Cannon, Elon Musk, just to give another. These are men who have multiple babies by multiple baby mamas, and they can afford to take care of them. So these women are taking stock. They're looking at their friends who's having babies by broke people who don't have money, and the relationship is still ending. What I think is these are women who have given up on love. I don't necessarily think that they're only looking for the gold, but I think that these are women who don't believe in love. Love doesn't exist, but they want the baby. And it's like, okay, do I have a kid with this dude who's not really making anything, and he's probably going to cheat on me anyway, and he's probably going to do me dirty anyway, versus this guy's got money, and I know he's going to do me dirty, but at least I'm compensated for it. So I think you have women who've seen the past. They've seen what their grandmammies and moms have gone through. They've seen how their dads have treated their mom, or seen how their moms was out here some suckers, and they have learned that they learned the game from men. Essentially, they've learned it from men. So I think this is what you're seeing, where it's like, hey, if y'all gonna cheat on us anyway, let me get something out of it. So, and I think that's sad either way, even if it's a gold digger and I don't think about love, because you also got to look at Jasmine. She was the chick who, and this is my issue with Jasmine. Like, if this is how she wants to rock, some men can afford to have these many baby mamas. That's beyond my pay grade. Like, that as long as you do what you need to do, that's fine. But the thing about Jasmine is she sat on a platform and she shatted on all these women having all these babies by these rich people. Don't do that, sis. That's tacky. She talked about them like dogs. And then she turned around and did what she shitted on other people for doing. So that's my issue with Jasmine Brown. If she wants to be one of many, some people will be like, hey, you're sharing men anyway. Why is that such a big deal? Guys say that all the time. Oh, you're gonna share them anyway. So I think she's going through what some of these women are going through with that mindset of, since I got to share them anyway, I might as well share them with somebody who's got some bank. Do I think it's right? But I understand it's a survival tactic.
Right.
I mean, it's Cam Newton, but but my problem, because not only do the women suck, we look at the women, but the dudes suck too. Like, they're not, oh my gosh, I can't believe you got pregnant again. That's his 5th child. This nigga know how pregnancy worked by this time.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it on purpose.
Well, that's a serious. I mean, like somebody you don't love. That's
Yep.
crazy.
It happened all the time. Even in history, they didn't love the women per se. They loved one or two, but they were just worried about having an offspring. And there's some guys who, if they had the ability to have multiple baby moms and all these baby moms was cool, they absolutely would. They absolutely would. Right. But speaking of finding good quality men, what's today's topic?
All right. Okay. Today's topic is how to find a quality date and where to look. Okay. Now, listen, it comes a time when we are looking for a partner, in life. And sometimes, to increase your chances, you got to find the best available single people to meet. And there are a lot of different places that you can look. And some of them are unorthodox places that you may not think that you can find quality dates. So we're going to go through some of these things and then we're going to talk about it. And then you can just, tell me how you feel about it too or whatever. Okay. Now, the first underrated place that you can go and find a quality date, I would say, is the grocery store.
Yes.
Listen, I'm telling you, especially Walmart at nighttime is like the club, straight up. Like it's a lot of people out there single, they getting their little stuff together. And I'm telling you, you can find quality people at grocery stores because being at the grocery store or any type of thing that the home needs, these are people that are actually managing the house and managing themselves. So unless they've been sent to the grocery store to find something, you can actually find quality people at the grocery store that might be shopping. You know what I'm saying? You might, get some cooking tips from somebody, or they might not, especially, a guy like I do grocery shopping. When I was single, I always used to go to the grocery store and get all my stuff from my special lasagna and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And, there are a lot of good catches there. You know what I'm saying? And I've met a lot of women at grocery stores, just general conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because since you're shopping, you're more open because you're actually doing and you're like, showing what you're buying and stuff like that. So you can actually, that could be a spark of conversation. Like, what you making tonight? Whatever the case. Oh, for real? That's a nice little recipe. I got I'm cooking this. Maybe we can share a meal sometime. You know what I'm saying? Just it's easy to break the ice at the grocery store. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. And and you can also see what kind of diet they have. So for me, like I usually buy fresh fruit. So I'm usually out in the fruit section and I'm out in the dairy section. I'm out on the outside. That's also how you lose weight. You shop on the outsides and not on the inside.
Right.
So if I see you out here in the vegetables, I'm looking like, oh, he got fruits, he got vegetables. Like, okay, at least he eats some veggies versus you see somebody, they got nothing but chips, soda, a whole bunch of healthy stuff. It's like I ain't trying to teach you how to do that right now. So the grocery store is I agree, great place to meet people.
Yes, it's a great place. So just try it. And even on that level, we'll talk about that. Places like, like a coffee shop where people are in there enjoying their little, coffee and chilling, maybe reading a book, things like that. You can actually find, good people that's just sitting there and that's part of their day before they get their day going, or it might be whatever, where they just sit back and just relax. Those are places that are, that are easy to find quality dates as well, because if you can afford some of this stuff in some of these coffee shops, you know what I'm saying, you got a job. All right.
Yes. And coffee shops, I will say some of these places that we give, it's not just a one-time thing, right? Some of you guys will just go to this place one time and be like, I went, I couldn't find anybody. And it's a repetitive thing. Like, find a coffee shop that you like, right? If you don't like Starbucks, don't keep going back to Starbucks. Fine, there's here in Columbus, we have Upper Cup, we have Bottoms Up Cafe, we have all different types of coffee shop. So find you a different coffee shop. I have one I want to throw in there. All right. So this is in the subset of bars, but not all bars are equally. I recommend going towards a hotel bar that has some good traffic, a good busy hotel bar. You'll find people, and let me tell you why. You'll find people because you'll find people, one, if they're sitting at the bar, they don't know the area. They're looking for a conversation. They're looking for someone to talk to. And it's so easy because especially if they're talking to the bartender, like they're looking for someone to talk to. You have, and depending on what type of hotel you are, you have a different type of quality of individual. So if it's a nicer hotel, this person, they're dressed nicer, you know, so they may carry themselves a certain way versus if you go to a hole in the wall bar, you know. You're also meeting somebody who potentially is a traveler. So if you like to travel, that's something that you can get on and pop in. So it's a unique way to go out and meet somebody. If you are into hypergamy, which is basically people with pockets, the hotel may be a good place to go to, because you know, if you're staying in a certain type of hotel like a Ritz-Carlton or someplace that allows you to come and drink at the bar, you're dealing with people who might have some nice pockets. So I've worked in a bar, I've seen them, but I recommend just try it and go to like a downtown one. Don't go to one all the way out in the boonies, because those are more so for people who are just trying to stay there and go different places. People who like to stay in the happening areas of a hotel, they kind of want to experience what's going on in the city. So I recommend a hotel bar.
Okay, that's different. And also, I mean, right? You know, if it crack, you got the room, right?
I mean, if you want to, it depends. Everything is not about, you know, everything is not about marriage necessarily. Sometimes you just gotta find out what you like. I find one, let's back up a little bit. When you're going out to different places, I think it's important for you to identify what you're looking for. I think a lot of people don't know what they're looking for. Right. So they're out there just looking for anything. And if you know what you're looking for, that can kind of cut down the places of where you're going to go. Like if you want a roughneck nigga, he might not be at the coffee shop. There's a good chance. He might not, you might want to go to that whole, you know, right? Okay.
That's true. So that's true. You got to identify what you're looking for. Okay. And some other places that's obvious, like I said, we're going to go into one of the things my dad told me when I was younger. He always used to give me, you know, my dad was well-traveled and things like that. He was always like, man, I'm telling you, Chuck, man, if you ever go out of town and you want to meet some females, man, go to the church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, a lot of times, and what I found too, a lot of church goers are trying to, you know, they're trying to right their wrongs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, some of them do have good intentions. They're trying to right their wrongs for some of the dirt that they've done, of course. You know, because ain't nobody perfect. So you try to go to church and get your, you know, get your thing right. At least you are in the right place. So yeah. So in the church, I mean, you know, if you go and, you know, you fellowship with some of the people or whatever, I mean, you could find, you could come up on something in the church, man. I mean, shoot, it'd be some fine, you know, and but the only thing is about the church sometimes is like, sometimes people are self-righteous a little bit, and some people can be a little bit overly religious and have like everything dictated by the church. It depends on the type of church that you're in. You know, I think, like I said, the ones like in Atlanta, I mean, trust me, the ones in Atlanta, them was clubs, straight up. It's straight entertainment down there. It's that's the perfect meetup spot with them type of churches down like in Atlanta. I've been down there and I just stopped by one, a big one, just to go. And I mean, just the whole thing, it was like a big old concert and it was just entertainment. People was dressed like they're telling you it was off the chain. And so places like that, I mean, you can actually meet people, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's where a lot of people go and, you know, and they may have at least some form of trying to be grounded, I guess, you know what I'm saying? By even going, because some people don't even, you know, they don't even have God nowhere in their life. So at least, you know, you can go and see some people that are at least trying, you know, because ain't nobody perfect, because the church is just a microcosm of the society. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the people that come to church are coming from the community. So, you know, the same problems you have out of the community are going to be the same things that you have inside the church, you know? Okay.
And I like the church, but here's the thing. I think the church is a great way for men to find women. Is a better avenue for men to find women. This is what me and my friend were arguing about earlier. But it's not as great as an avenue for women to find men in church, because of the men in church, only about 31% of men are in the church or who go to church, period. And then at that, many of them are married, so they're attending with their wife. And then, you know, you got your your church people where they're a little, you know, they might not like women per se, but they're fighting the good fight, right? So I feel like men have a better chance of picking up single available women from church than women have a chance of picking up available and single men from church. So I think that's better for men.
Yeah, I see. And you know, it's some like traditional churches, like they don't even let like the single people don't normally go out with the people that are married, because it's like I said, it's two totally different mentalities. When you're out actually searching than when you're actually in a space to where you're not searching. You know, when you're searching, you know, you out there, your eyes is out, and you know, you looking and stuff like that and making comments and things like that. So you're on a totally different level when you're actually looking than opposed to, you know, someone that's married or whatever. So they normally keep that different. Some churches try to have like a single thing and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, there's no exact science to none of this. You know what I'm saying? No. Only thing we can do is try to increase your chances of finding someone that might be the person for you. So yeah. Ooh, and go ahead. Yeah, we can take turns. Go ahead.
Okay. Joining a quality gym. Not like just something like, I mean, nothing's wrong with Planet Fitness, but anybody can go to Planet Fitness. Anybody can go to Planet Fitness. So like pony up a little, don't be cheap, y'all. Pony up just a little bit more money and try to go to those specialized gyms, those one-off gyms, because dudes are in there working out, right? And it's not about you going in there and necessarily walking out with a dude that day, but like go there multiple times and start striking up a friendship. It took me a while before I went on a date with this, you know, this cute little Filipino guy. But it took me, you know, I had to keep going there, and then you had to play the game of, is she interested and is she not? You know, but you gotta keep going, and you also go to a nicer gym, right? Not anything super hood. Get you a quality lady, right? Y'all be going to those gyms where the chicks be coming in there with the little the sleep caps on, and they be working out in their sleep caps. You know, I know no shade, but if you wear a sleep cap out, I don't know what's going on with you, sis. I'm probably gonna get canceled for that one, aren't I?
But that's a good one. But the gym. I mean, I used to, like I said, when I'll be on my weight fluctuates up. When I'm back in the gym, I'm in the gym. And for me though, like when I'm going to the gym, I'm going to take care of business, and then I'm out. I ain't there to socialize personally. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, and then like the women that you see in the gym, I mean, it's like it's harder to approach them at the gym, man. Like I have met women at the gym. You know what I'm saying? But it was just but it was like after they got through working out. Like we were leaving out
I agree.
Time, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I seen you over there doing them curls, but you had bad form. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The next time you come, I'm gonna show you how you're supposed to do them curls over there. You know what I'm saying?
But that gets a conversation going. But I also think that it's easier for women to pick up men at gym because like the problem with is like you do have, if you're a woman who's in shape at the gym, you're gonna attract all the dudes crazy. At least if you initiate it at the gym, ladies, most of the guys are gonna be receptive to it. You know, I was sitting in a hot tub next to this dude, and I just started talking to him, and we're having a whole conversation. And then he talks about his wife. I was like, "Oh shit! All right, well, thanks." But it's just the fact that we just started talking, and just have that conversation. So women, give it a try. If he cute, say what's up.
Right. And listen, ladies, you have to understand the market that you're in. Also, remember, this is a competitive market. You know what I'm saying? There aren't there aren't too many quality people that might be a match for you. So you have to be a little bit more aggressive in your approach. And it don't have to be like super direct, but you can at least, what you have to do is let a guy know that he won't be rejected, and he gonna holler at you. You know what I'm saying? So if you go a guy working out or something like that, you could just go up there and ask him like, hey, can you help me with this real quick?
Yes.
Or you could just give me a little thing. I'm telling you. And that's a little bit aggressive, but the dude, he help you. And if he's interested, he'll spark a conversation, and nobody's getting rejected or whatever. He might just ask you or whatever. I'm telling you, you got to be a little bit more assertive in finding your mate. Don't let your mate pass you by when he's right in front of you. I'm telling you, because this is the way this market is. And the way, like I said, like the sexual stuff is going, where guys are kind of scared to holler at women in person because they could get in trouble. it's better that you lead him on a little bit, so he, just to open the door so he can holler at you and know that he won't be rejected, or at least you can spark up some type of conversation with a guy.
Absolutely. I love I love sparking up conversations with men because they're always so shocked. Like, is she talking to me? Like, visually, I'll give you, I'm a 5 at best. But personality wise, that's a strong 12. And a lot of guys, they will dig the personality. Like no matter what he looks like, he could be. I've seen some handsome men, some fine little sexy daddies. And I start that conversation, and by the end, it's like, all right, well, you want to keep in touch, you want to keep a number or something like that. You gotta show them a little play. And also, ladies, my other pet thing is like, okay, so I get everybody's not just gonna walk around with a smile on their face, but some of y'all just look so angry, like you just really mean, and that's a turnoff. If I see a dude who look like he's been serving 5 to 10 in the pen, I'm not gonna want to speak to him. I don't like an angry face looking dude. Like, I like a guy who smiles. I'm a teeth. I like teeth. So if you don't smile and you have an angry face, it's harder for guys to approach you, because I know women feel like, well, men should be used to it, but nobody likes rejection. I've shot my shot at dudes and been rejected. Nobody likes rejection, but I shot my shot, and at least I knew. So I would say that some women, you got to be more open. Talk to them for a little bit before you just like, no. See where the conversation is going, if at all. A lot of guys will shoot themselves in the foot right off foot. They'll be like, damn, Ma, you got fat ass. Boom. Okay, next, move on. Right? Let them shoot themselves in the foot. Don't shoot them for you. Don't shoot them. Let them shoot themselves.
Right. I mean, he might have just been a little awkward, but that don't shut him down because he just had a bad approach. But he might be a good dude.
Nah, if he's my age, no. Like, if we're like 21, maybe. But if you in your 40s and that's how you approaching women, and my feedback for dudes, this is my feedback for dudes. One of my issues is one of my issues, I was meeting like a lot of hood dudes. And I don't date. I grew up around hood dudes. Like, that ain't for me. But when hood dudes approach you, they say things like, "Oh, what's up, Miss Fatty?" Like, they just say just whatever comes to your mind. What's up, Thickums? Or go out and grab you. Smile. Like, don't tell a woman to smile. Like, she might have lost her mom earlier that day, and you over here talking about why you ain't smiling. Who are you? I feel like men would do better from learning how to have a conversation with a woman. Like, if you don't see her smiling, crack a joke. Run up to her. Who did it? I will beat his ass right now. Just say the name. I'll beat his ass right now. And she'll crack a little smile like, stop. You so funny. But get her to smile. I don't think a lot of guys know how to talk to women in a way that is not like, I'm trying to fuck you. I know that you're trying to fuck me. Right. But so is every other guy that's approached me. So you gotta that's the thing that I would help think so many guys. It would be helpful to learn to talk to her in a way that speaks to her as a human being and not necessarily a woman.
Right. I got you. Okay.
Thank you.
So let's go on to things that people don't use enough.
Okay.
Sometimes you can use like a friend or a family recommendation to find someone. People know, like I said, I've never had any woman come and ask me, do I know any available guys? And I could have pointed women to guys that I knew was good guys, but they don't ask me. You know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of good guys out there and a lot of good women, but you don't use your resources that you have. Ask a family member or one of your friends if they know anybody. They might know somebody at the job that they know their story, they know they're a good person, whatever. I mean, you got to use your resources because that's how things are done. That's how most jobs, when they hire from referrals because they already have a good person working for them and they want other people just like them to work, for that job or whatever. So they'll use, employees to actually find other employees like themselves that are like-minded. So use your resources and just ask around. I mean, shoot up, you can't. I'm telling you, it'll work. People know good people. I know, like I did. Like I think I asked a family member one time, like when I was younger, just messing around. She's a teacher or whatever, and I'm like, "What's going on? You ain't got no teacher friends? Dang, well, hook me up." You know what I'm saying? And then she hooked me up. The girl was cute and stuff, but yeah, she had like skinny legs. You know what I'm saying? And if she had a better body, you know what I'm saying? But,
oh my god!
But personality wise, if she was just look with a little cuter, you know what I'm saying, had a little bit better body, I probably would have messed with her. She was, she was a teacher and stuff, but the body, just wasn't really.
Okay, so you're saying use your resources, and to piggyback kind of off of that, play on your interests. Like what are you interested in? There's, if you're into cosplay, go to cosplay conventions. If you're into hiking, join a hiking group. Like discover what your interests are and join those type of groups. So for instance, last year I was like, I want to try something and get out my shell and do something new. I ended up joining an adult softball team. I sucked at it, but I met new people and I got to introduce to a whole new crowd. Like one guy was a doctor. You know, you meet so many different people if you just get out of those circles. And I see women who will just go to work and go home, and that's it, and be like, I can't find a good man. And it's like, ma'am, you don't go anywhere, okay? Chef Homeboy RD is not a good man that you keep eating every night. Like, go out. You have to expose yourself. And if you don't know what you like doing, look at your hobbies. Filmography, you know, they have photography groups where you guys go get together every week and you can shoot different things. So discover what your hobby is. Go to meetup.com. Again, meetup.com. Find you a group and go out with that group and get exposed to those persons, because those could be other people that you could tap in and say, hey, do you know somebody? I've done that. I've had friends like, oh my gosh, I think such and such would look good for you, or I think this would be a good person for you. You know?
That's real. Good stuff. And that segues in. You said meetup.com.
Yep.
Online. That is the new hook. That's the new spot right there. But you just have to know how to navigate through the online thing, because it's so many different options, but you know what I'm saying? You got to weed through them. So, you know, you might even have to do, like, if you're online, you might have to do speed dating. You might have to do like meet and greets, like not no full dates, but just meeting up with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Just having a little 10, 15 minute conversation with them, just to see if you vibe, you know what I'm saying? And, and just see how that goes, because you know, you could see somebody all day in the picture, but like I said, it's not really validated until you see them in person. You know what I'm saying? Just to really see if that's somebody that's for you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, pictures could, I've seen some pictures that didn't do it justice. Like I'll see some that was average, like, man, she all right, man. Then I see it like, oh, I didn't came up. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, online. And you know, so I think that, you know, that's a tool that people are more comfortable with actually conversation, because like you said before, people in person a lot of times are socially awkward and they don't know how to come up with the right approach. So online, you know, people are going to be more open. And then, you know, like I said, you could correspond through text messages, and at least you could build some type of rapport, like, you know them and they'll feel more comfortable maybe opening up to you if you you know, if you start off online or whatever. And what are some dating sites that you have to recommend?
So I will share dating sites, but I will tell you, I am not a huge proponent for online dating. So first I'll tell you the website you can use, and then I'll just tell you why not for me. So again, these are all things that you use to your best experience, and I'll tell you why it doesn't work for me. So websites that you can use is Bumble. Bumble is great for women because it requires that the woman makes the first move. So even if you swipe, I think, left on somebody, you still have to initiate the conversation. And if you swipe left and you're like, I'm not feeling him, he can't reach out to you unless you reach out to him. Tinder, which is, I know it used to be a hookup site and it still is, but people have found some lasting relationships from Tinder. Hinge, Hinge. Hinge has a really cool marketing, which is the app that is designed for you to erase. That's where people have noted that they've gone for relationships. And then also you can try paid dating sites. So like Match.com and eHarmony. Those sites normally go off of running a personality report on you and your potential daters and trying to match you up that way. Some people feel like, okay, those are really good sites to meet someone because they're paying money. And if he's spending money, he's probably a bit serious. The problem with that is if he has money, it's like a drop in a bucket for them. So it really doesn't matter. You know, it's just like, oh, okay, $160. I make like 10 grand a month. This ain't nothing to me. So those are great dating sites for you to start off with. Learn how to do your dating profile. When I get on there, a lot of guys look like they've never seen a camera before, and a lot of guys look like serial killers, and then just unnecessary photos. Like this one guy has not this one guy, a couple guys use AI. I see, you know, men trying to tell women like, oh, you guys are using AI. Men are doing it too. Men are using full AI videos, which is crazy. I also want to recommend that if you do have a profile, have one of the members of the opposite sex, someone that you trust, to review your profile, because sometimes if your profile is too negative, you can attract negative character. You know, if you're someone who's like, I don't want a man who has this, I don't want a man who has that, I don't want a man who likes this, you sound like you're complaining a lot, and it'll come off as you're a complainer, versus I like a man who has this, I enjoy this, I want this. Now, why I don't like dating things, because it feels like ordering a pizza to me, because you're looking at this food like you're on Uber Eats, and you're like, okay, I'll take the corn chips. I don't know about the pizza. I don't know. It feels like you're just looking at people by their looks, and I'm just not a super looks person. I'm more of a, you know, oh, you cute, let me learn that personality. And a lot of guys online, I just kind of just go for it, and it just doesn't yield the correct results for me. So I cannot online date. It doesn't work for me. I feel like now I want to meet you more in person, because I think it's easier to feel the vibe off rip, versus your cousin is over here texting for you and you're vibing online, and then you guys meet in person and you're nothing like your person online. Like I've been personality catfished so much, or people are crazy. They're crazy in real life, but at least you can kind of see it a little quicker than you are online. By the time you're online, you're just really getting to know this person, and you've built some type of rapport with this person, and then you later find out this person has 7 kids, or this person, you know, has been to prison for murder. But you would have probably maybe touched on that or picked up on some of those vibes had you met that person in real life. So online dating is not for me. Have you tried online dating? Did it work for you? What do you think?
Yeah. And hold on, you said Uber Eats, you got a point though. Yeah. Yeah. I have online. I did do online dating, especially like I started like after my divorce, because you know I don't go to clubs and things like that. I do travel a lot and things like that. But online dating has actually, you know, I like online dating. It's easy for me to weed out people personally. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk to somebody and you just kind of get a vibe for them. And even if things go perfect, I mean, nothing's guaranteed in life. So, you know, and so that's why I say that another thing that you should do, and you know, if you're using online dating for, is to look outside of your market. Get outside of the area that you're in and look for people with a different vibe. If it's not working for you where you're at, then try different markets, because some of the other markets might be booming with people that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I had to get out of Columbus to actually find, you know, somebody that was perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there were potential people, but the further away I got from Columbus, and I said this before, the further away I got from Columbus, the more valuable I was, because there weren't too many people from Columbus where I went. You see what I'm saying? So now I can come with a totally different vibe, totally different attitude, you know what I'm saying, that they don't get. Now, I'm not the normal guy. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm at, like here in Vegas, it's like there's no in between here. Like you either a thug or you a straight up nerd here. I'm telling you, there's no in between. Straight up, you either hood or you a nerd, straight up. And then the people coming in from Cali, like I said, gang banging mentality, things like that. You know, I'm a different type of dude. Like I said, I'm not completely, I mean, I am somewhat of a nerd, you know what I'm saying? Because because of my computer background and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, but I'm also like, I know, look, I earn all my money out on the street selling dang computers. I was in the hood. So I actually know how to operate, and I know how things go with the politics in the hood. So there weren't too many people like me out here. So that's why my value was a lot better, because like I said, I was different. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm meeting somebody that's from this area, and they like, yeah, I talk with it a little bit different and things like that. And those are things that people get turned on by. Just like when I was down in Atlanta, I mean, sure, like them females down there, like that country stuff is kind of sexy. You know what I'm saying? But if you from there, everybody talking like that, that's what you grew up with. But if you from somewhere else and you're a little bit different, then that's something that's a little bit more intriguing because you're coming from a completely different market. So that's why I'm serious. That's somewhere because Columbus especially is probably one of the worst places in the country today. I'm telling you.
Really?
Straight up.
I mean, I disagree, but
I'm talking about finding somebody to marry. That's what I'm saying. It's easy. It's real easy to find, to get some hookups and have sex and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But when you're trying to find something that's more serious, it was just a little bit hard for me. And plus, remember, I grew up in Columbus and I knew a lot of people. So somebody that I met know somebody. I remember this one girl, and we ended up being in a relationship, but I ended up like we started dating. So I took her over to my cousin's house like for the fight. You know what I'm saying? And so I walked in and I was like, hey man, hey, what's up? You already know. I'm like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need to get a fresh start somewhere in a totally different market and and see how that goes because where you at sometimes it can run dry, man. And like I said, Columbus is a small spot. So I think you should go out and definitely go to some of the different major cities. Like I said, I've been in Atlanta, I've been different places, man, and I've just seen how the market is. Like I said, down there, dime pieces are humble. Like I said, in Columbus, like what I'm saying, you got girls that trash thinking they dimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a completely different vibe. And like I said, when I went to like Phoenix, Atlanta, West Coast, women are more humble. They're more approachable. You know what I'm saying? And it's a different style and everything. And you got to go out of your market sometimes. Like I said, females, I'm telling you, I'll go to different places where there's more maybe of a, that guys are more inclined to marry. Like she found a really nice guy that's in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And they, she was messing with mostly like thug dudes here, what I'm saying, or whatever. But this is a solid dude. And, and they're doing really good. You know what I'm saying? So get out of your market. I'm telling you, it's a whole new energy. And I think that, it'll help you a lot more because you're different.
Yes. And he's right, ladies. Like it wasn't until I had to do like a lot of internal work, but as I started traveling more, I started, attracting different type of quality of dudes. And it was like, what? Is this the summer that I date hot men? What is this about? But, you leave and you get to go meet different people. So I completely agree with you. Garfield earlier said that that's why he dates women who are 5'10" or below or greater because he's able to, it gets a lot of matches and also weeds out a lot of women. I mean, that's one way to do it.
I guess.
That definitely is going to limit your pool because that's like tall, right? So that's Meg Thee Stallion and above, and that's not an average size for women.
Right. But just because they're over 5'10" don't mean they gonna act right. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. Or that because then as you start knocking down, I was talking to a friend of mine. And dating, he always told me dating is a number. Dating is a numbers game, right? So the more that you're exposed to, the more likely you're going to run into something that you like. So if there's 100 people out here in Columbus that you meet, and out of the 100 of those men that you meet, you got some who are married, gay, maybe just ruled out because of their own personal life choices. He says he's a nerd, by the way. By the time you get down to like the 1% of what's matching you, that's like one person. But just imagine if you had 1,000 people that you were exposed to. 1% of 1,000 is greater than 1% of 100. So it's very important that you get out there and be seen. And I cannot express this. And ladies, and we need to do a show on how to become more attractive. Like because I think that's important. I think some people don't realize they have you just gonna take me how I am mentality. And it's like, no one should take you how you are because you're not mentally right. You don't take care of yourself. You don't do anything outside, just go home and go to school. Being a good person is not good enough to get you a mate. You need more, and you have to have an edge, and how you look, you know, how your mannerisms are. I find that when I engage with men and I'm not like, and I've never been this person, but I've seen women who are just like, I don't want to say aggressive, but they're like bullheaded. Like no matter what this dude said, he's going to be wrong. They're not willing to listen to him. And he's giving some quality advice. I find that if you're more receptive and you're listening, and in some cases, you know, if let that man teach you stuff, you know, that opens a lot more men up. So sometimes it's your attitude and how you conduct yourself as an individual. I want to do it, Charles Ivory. How I sign up? Sign up for what?
Right. You explain what you mean by that.
Yeah. Are you talking about the dating sites? Because all you gotta do is just go download the apps and get you some good pictures, ladies. Something else we can talk about this next week is how you look. Like, remember, I told you I kept attracting like hood niggas. Couldn't figure this out. Like, I'm not a hood person. I don't sound hood. I don't like nothing hood. Why I keep attracting these hood niggas? And it's sometimes the way you dress. And I don't dress necessarily with my nipples out, but you know, they seeing the donk. They're like, oh yeah, the Birdman hair rub. You know, they like easy picking. And it's not something that I can necessarily hide. I can't hide my shape, but I can wear things that like kind of shows like, oh, I shouldn't even try because, you know, she's not even in my league. So it is sometimes how you dress yourself. You know, if you look a little rusty, there's going to be some women who's going to pick you up, Chuck. They're going to be like, oh, I can clean him up. I can dust him up and clean him up. But those women, they may be a bit more controlling, you know, because now they're trying to put the work in and fix you up. And you don't want a woman who's controlling. So it's a very interesting one, but I think we should definitely talk about how to become more attracted to attract what you want.
Right. And I think, like I said, it's just becoming too commonplace that women are using their bodies to, you know, to attract, because when you do that, it's just that's the first thing that we see, then that's what we're going to go at. You know what I'm saying? Like leave something in a little to the imagination a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, me too. I like conversation too. When women are just like ultra aggressive and trying to just throw it at me and be all, I'm like, I don't know about this one. You know what I'm saying? But just, you know, just be a little bit more, you know, I mean, just leave something to the imagination. I for real, conversation for me, you know, I love like a woman that's intelligent, that I can just have a conversation with, because like I said, you know, when you're young, you was like jackrabbits having sex all the time. But, you know, as you get older, you know, you want somebody you could chill, do things with, you know, somebody that can stimulate your mind as well. Yeah. And then it automatically comes to a sexual attraction at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and that's what makes the sex even better, you know, when there is a higher connection. So, you know, when I just see all these people, it's just a meat market, man. Like, I mean, everybody's showing they behind, they chest. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, like, man, it's crazy. It's a savage market out here, man. Straight up. So
and how you display yourself is what you're going to attract. If you feel like all the dudes who are approaching you are just so overtly sexual with you, I would recommend you take a look at how you're dressing. If you're dressing very seductively and it may look really good, you're going to attract a certain type of individual. And that's when you're going to be like, oh, I'm so in love. And he's just trying to fudge, you know? So pay attention to what you're putting. But also, before we leave, when we're talking about great places to meet people, I would also, when you're traveling, try cruises, like singles cruises. Because they have all kinds. I mean, it goes in with traveling. I want to make sure I try like to point out singles destination, because these are people who specifically single. I mean, well, they're supposed to be, you know, married people be muddying up the pool any freaking chance they get, but they're supposed to be single. You have a chance to talk to them and connect and do things that you like. So there are single cruises, there's single trips. Try them out, go out there and just get exposed to more people.
I heard that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's 7:59, Chuck.
Yeah, 7:59. All right, y'all.
What you got coming up?
So yeah, y'all. So we come to the end of our program. Thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, listen, everybody, don't give up. I'm telling you, your person is out there. Don't give up on the possibility of love, man. I'm telling you. You know, I thought the same thing for a minute. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever find somebody that I really connect with on all different levels, but I did not stop. So just keep on just being persistent and don't give yourself to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure, you know, that person will show themselves. If they really want to be with you, they will prove it to you. I'm telling you. So don't give up. Your person's out there. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, same like you said, don't give up. I know it feels like you want to give up, but look at what you've been doing. A lot of us haven't really been putting in that effort for real. You going out once every 6 months is not you putting out effort. Quit being lame. Do your thing.
All right. Okay, y'all. Well, hey, that's it for us. Come, please like and subscribe to the page. We're trying to still grow the channel. We're going to put it in beast mode in the second half of the year. So just make sure you tell your friends and everything. We're going to just keep on coming with different ideas. And if you have any suggestions for a title, make sure that, you know, you just inbox us and let us know or whatever. We're always open to talk about things that you want to talk about as well. We need your input. So until then, we'll see y'all next week. Same place, same time. Peace.
Peace. Bye.